it's about the plagiarism. Okay?
Yeah.
Muslims want to, and they're completely driven by their bias of projecting Muhammad as an isolated, illiterate man
Mhm.
whose only source of information about these stories from the Bible or the Torah or surrounding areas or any mythology stories was only and only God. And they'd be like, oh, he couldn't read, he couldn't write, he had no idea. How would he have known? And recently, this Farid also made this same point. And he was saying like, oh, the gospel were translated ages ago. But like, dude, you have to read your own books. And I'm gonna show you
Mm.
something, and I'll tell you that Muhammad was reading the gospel in
He was reading the gospel even though he was illiterate. Like, go on.
Arabic before he himself believed him to be a prophet. Okay? And how? Remember Warqa bin Nawfal,
Yep.
the cousin of
Khadija, right?
yes. Now
Yes.
I'm gonna show you a few hadith.
A few hadiths. A few, huh? And multiple.
Okay. Look at this one. What does it say? Okay. Prophet came back. What did Warqa used to do? He used to read the Gospels in Arabic. Oh, so the Gospel was available to people around Muhammad, his family members, in fact, in Arabic. So he did get exposed to it. Let's go to another hadith.
Another hadith.
This one's a little longer, so I'll find you the relevant part.
Mhm.
Khadija then took him to Warqa, son of Khadija's paternal. Warqa had been converted to Christianity in the pre-Islamic period and used to write the Gospel in Arabic as much as Allah had wished him to write. He was literally translating it in Arabic. What gets worse? Farid, you listening?
I am. Educate me.
It's another hadith, and it's the same. It's the same. He's an old man, lost his eyesight, and he will go.
He tried to kill himself.
Oh, it's a little further up.
Come on.
Oh, there it is.
Ah, did.
You have to write the Arabic Gospels in Arabic,
Ah.
and like I said, Bukhari, Muslim. Case closed. Okay, now
Case closed, guys. This guy, he quotes the same hadith 3 times. It's the same hadith, and he thinks it's 3 hadiths. The same report, the hadith of al-Zuhri from Urwa from Aisha, and he thinks it's 3 reports. Alright, now here's what's interesting about this hadith. The same hadith, in another route says that Waraqa used to write the gospel in Hebrew, non-Arabic. It says Hebrew. So instead of al-Arabiya, it says al-Ibraniya. It switches the ba and the ra. Did he write it in Arabic or did he write it in Hebrew? So what these guys want to believe is that it was written in Arabic. The problem with that theory is that the Bible, the Gospels, they weren't available in Arabic at the time. It took at least 1 century for it to be translated into Arabic. It was translated through the orders of Harun al-Rashid, for example. So that's about 1.5 centuries after the Prophet, peace be upon him. Why would they need to translate the Gospel into Arabic if it was available, if Waraqa had already written the Gospel in Arabic? Secondly, even if they were written in Arabic, the Prophet, peace be upon him, couldn't read Arabic. Thirdly, even if we assumed that the Gospel was written in Arabic, this is referring to the Gospel, it's not referring to the Old Testament. The vast majority of the content that you find in the Quran about past nations is stuff that's related to the Old Testament. not the gospel. And we have reports saying that the Old Testament wasn't available in Arabic at the time.
Now, another point, and this is what I don't get it, is intellectual laziness. Okay, not only are they not reading their own books, they then
So here's the ironic thing. The intellectual laziness came from the ex-Muslim that didn't read his own books when he was a Muslim, when he believed in Jannah wa Nar, when he believed that his actions were going to be judged, when he believed that life had a meaning. And now that he left Islam, now he's reading the books. He's reading Jalal ad-Din al-Tabari's tafsir. I don't have much to say. Take care, boys. Assalamu alaikum.